Okay, welcome back. On the forum, I had somebody post a question wanting to know, hey, do you just use drywall screws and are you just using regular Titebond glue? Or how are you securing and affixing wood and other things that you're doing together? Okay, well, I'm going to bring out some examples of what I use and I'll show you, and some of it can work for you maybe, and if it doesn't, you got something better, post it in the comments below. But I'm going to show you what I use and the reasons why. One moment. Okay. Back. Okay, the first thing, I do use Gorilla Glue. But you have to get the wood moist wherever you're putting the joints together at before you apply it. But it sets up rock hard. This is really good glue. You can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot, any of your hardware stores. I also use liquid nails. Okay, this is construction glue. I used it on things when I was building the patio, the workbench and stuff like that, when I was securing 3/4 inch plywood to the top, of what I framed. So this is excellent glue too. What I use a lot is I use Titebond 2. Now I don't think there's a difference between Titebond 2 and Titebond 3, and there's also the original Titebond. There's nothing wrong with that. I use Titebond 2, it's the same price. Titebond 3 is a little more weather resistant, it says, but it also dries with a darker line. So I pretty much stick with Titebond 2. It works really good. I use Silicone Caulking. This is for weatherproofing. When I put my corrugated roof on top of this patio and I screwed it down, I put a little smear of this around all of the screws because it keeps it watertight and it's weather resistant. So this stuff works real good. You could use it for other projects too, I suppose. I use epoxy from time to time. This just happened to be Welds Epoxy. It was on sale. So I picked up a packet of it. I got a couple packs and I use those from time to time when I really, really need a very rock hard bond. It could be on metal projects where I'm gluing metal to wood where I had to use glue and I couldn't screw it. This stuff sets up rock hard. It works really great. Don't use Harbor Freight epoxy. It's not any good. I've tried it. There are a lot of things that we get at Harbor Freight that are good. This is not one of them, and I wouldn't use generic glue. Get yourself good glue. Titebond or Gorilla Glue. The one that I'm starting to use a lot, I bought off of eBay on warehouse sales. It's called Weldbond. This stuff is incredibly good glue. I use it if I'm laminating boards together to make large signs for people. I use this on the joints and then clamp it. This stuff works really, really well. Actually, I'm starting to favor this almost over Titebond, but it depends on what's on sale, and all of those are good. Now there is one more glue I want to show you that I do use. Hold on one moment. I had to go get it out of the refrigerator. This is Sino Accolade glue. You can buy it on Amazon or in a lot of different places, and they make thin, medium, and thick. I use thin. So if I have a wood project that's got a loose knot in it or anything like that, I'll drip some of this into there. You have to be careful because you have to be able to sand it back away because it will interfere with your finish. But it will take that knot, it'll make it rock hard and it won't come out on you. I use this a lot. If the wood's starting to crack, like if I'm doing wood turnings or I'm putting together signboards and I see cracks in it, I don't want the cracks to continue. I'll sit there and I'll put this down that crack a couple of times, and this is thin, so it goes in real deep and it'll solidify rock hard, but it is brittle. So don't use this if you are doing wood turning or something, like I'm going to laminate two pieces of wood together. I would not use this glue for that. It's almost like, we'll talk about screws in a little bit, but it's like drywall screws. They work good, they're hard, but they're brittle. This is brittle glue, but it has a purpose. So those are the main types of glue that I use in the projects that I have around here. I had a comment, in the forum, hey, can you put up a video and explain these glues? Well, I keep one of each of all of these glues at all times, and it just depends on what I'm doing, and I may sit and think for a minute which way is the best way to go before I choose that glue. But for the most part, when I'm joining two pieces of wood together like this, you know, not the end grain, just like this, I'll go with either Titebond Gorilla Glue, or like I said, now I'm starting to use Weldbond more and more. The construction glue, I don't use that for laminating boards together. It is what it is, in my opinion. It's construction glue. If somebody else has got a different experience and they disagree with me, that's fine. The question is, what do I use and how do I use them? Okay, that's how I use them. Now, if I've got bad divots and I've got something I have to fill, the one thing that this thin CA glue will work good for is if you get some sawdust, but you have to be really quick. This stuff dries lightning fast and it will glue your fingers together. It's that bad. So you can buy stuff to free it. I don't do that. I mean, you can use acetone or something if it's an issue, but you can use this and a little bit of sawdust and you can make your own wood filler. But remember, I don't know what kind of a finish you're putting on it. If you're going to paint it, it doesn't matter. If you're going to use some exotic finish like oak, teak, I don't know, you know, or one of these oil-based ones out of the can, this will interfere with your finish, okay? So you have to keep that in mind. You have to sand it back well if you're going to use it. Or paint it black, you know, either way. Okay, the next part of this I want to talk about is on the forum they said, hey, you use drywall screws for everything? Yeah, I used to. I don't anymore. They're brittle, and if you ever have one snap on you in a place that's kind of critical to you, you just ruined your project, because to try to dig that screw out and salvage it's probably not even worth the time and the effort. They're strong, they have a purpose. Yes, I still use them, but they're very brittle. What I do use, and I'm going to pan down and show you right now, and we'll discuss it. Hang on just a moment. Okay, I buy good screws and I use steel. These are steel. These are 1 inch, and they have a star head on them. Some of them are square, some of them are hexagon. I'm trying to get away more and more from using those Phillips head screws that you see all the time on drywall screws. Like I said, I still use them. These are a better quality screw, and they won't snap and they won't break on you. I got 1 inch. This is 2, this is I think 3.5, and if you all pan over to the other box, okay, in this box here, go over a little bit. Alright, in the second box here, I've got all different kinds of things. I've got short, fat wood screws, they're steel, right here. And these are long, fine thread drywall screws, I guess you could call them. And I've got long, coarse threaded ones. And I've got a bunch of little coarse threaded ones. These are probably about 1 inch or so. And then here are more steel screws. These are, some of them are Phillips, some of them are hex head, but they're all the same size. And here's some more steel ones. These ones are star headed. These are, I've got mollies in here. I got things for hanging pictures. I got more woodworking, just steel screws here. They're different threads. And I have a boatload of these. They're 1 inch. I think they're about 1.5 inches. These have the star head on them. I like the star, excuse me. I like steel screws now. I use them almost all the time. They secure better. They don't snap on you. They're a lot easier to drive in. There's not all this slipping that you get with the Phillips head screws. So I'm kind of going away from them, but yes, I still use them. The other thing I want to mention, this box right here, this is an HDX box. Last week they were still on sale. I bought like, I think 6 of these, okay? So they were like $9 and some odd cents at Home Depot for a 2-pack. So you can get 2. Now the other one I'll pan over is made by Husky right here. This one, decent shot of it here. Okay, it's made by Husky. It's nice and see-through. This one by HDX, okay, it's great. It's not so see-through, but enough to where you can tell what's in there. This right here, the one by Husky, this is almost $9 and some odd cents for one. Okay, so I'm not particular, especially for sorting screws and nuts and bolts. I like these, it keeps them organized. You know, I'm not a brand loyalist, so whoever has the best deal on sale, and if I need it, that's kind of what I go with, okay? So these are what I use, and they're great, and I've got multiple boxes, and I have nails in another one, and it's great for keeping things organized, and I just label them on top. You can pull them out quick and use them. Anyway, they're still on sale. Pick some up. Okay, Home Handyman, I'm out of here, okay? Give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and well, I'll see you soon on the next topic. Anyway, hope this answers the forum's questions. If anybody else has got anything they want to add, leave it in the comments below. Thank you, folks. Bye-bye.